welcome to everybody that is joining now. I really appreciate all of you that come every single week, every day to all of my scopes. And today I'm going to talk about something that I bet a lot of people really don't understand and hopefully clear up some of the mystery about all of this. Now, I have a stand on the way, and it is going to be here Friday. Probably not in time for my scopes, so I'm going outside today. I'm going to sit in my chair, and I'm going to talk to you from the comfort of my backyard. So, how are you, everybody? How are you doing? Isn't this a beautiful day? Oh, I like that view. It's really cool out here. It's nice, and it's just warm enough to be nice and comfortable. But it's fall, definitely fall here. I live in Colorado, and I really love it. So, what is it that makes that person stand out like the picture I had at the beginning? What makes people say that person is somebody I want to follow? Because if you think about it, in society, all the time, people are always saying, blend in, be like everybody else. Why can't you be like her? Why can't you be like him? And that's not what builds a real business for you. When you decide you want to do that, it really doesn't. What creates your business, your brand, and what you want, and the success that you want is being different. Like, for instance, I'll tell you, I'm not an old lady. I'm not ever going to be an old lady. I color my hair. Okay, that's not a big deal. These days, women do that, and nobody should be too surprised about it. But the thing is that I do it because it makes me feel more like me. Now think about that for a minute. What is it that you need to do to make your world different? I mean, is it okay that you're not like everybody else? I say, yeah. Find out, like that picture at the beginning of the guy standing on his head and dressed in his casual clothes while everybody else is in those tight-fitting, ugly suits and looking exactly alike. What is it about you that's unique? And I bet you every one of you can think about that. You all have something special to offer, something different than everybody else. 85 degrees in San Diego. Ooh, wow. Yeah, standing out by providing value. Absolutely. Yes, Mike. Definitely. I was in San Diego last December, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And I could see some of the remnants of the fires, but it was still really green and beautiful. I bet you really love living there. But, that's the major thing is you got to love where you are. Don't be so upset about not being perfect. If I turned my camera around and showed you what I'm looking at, actually, you would see weeds and overgrown trees and a bunch of junk because my son lives here right now. And he's got a lot of stuff that's piling up all around because they have no place to put it until they get moved out into their own place. And so, it's okay if everything is not absolutely perfect at the moment. It's okay. When you get into business, and very particularly network marketing, it seems like that should be a place where you really do know that you got to take off and be completely different than everybody else. Be yourself. And I see more and more people just absolutely doing the same thing over and over again with absolutely no results. And the reason why is because they don't realize that even if you're using a technique that someone else is using, there's a reason why it works for that person. It's because that person is, pardon the dogs out there, that person is unique and different, and they're using their own personality. And that's the key piece that is almost always missing, is their personality may or may not go with that strategy. Now, one of the things that was pointed out in our Tuesday training, which is really true, is that Franco was talking about he's an introvert, and I am too. Like, I really like doing something like this more than I would really hate doing a belly to belly kind of a business. I've been in things where you've got to do parties, and that's just not me. I'm not happy doing that stuff, and I failed horribly doing that kind of business because it didn't feel good to me. It wasn't who I am. But I can put out some dynamite content. Like, I'm doing some good stuff for you here. If you're reading between the lines, it's not just my story. What can you do to take what I've just said and build it for yourself? And that is learning how to be yourself, learning how to truly be okay in your own skin, and taking whatever technique that somebody gives you and making it your own. I don't know, do any of you guys like to watch The Voice? It just started up again this fall. Do you watch it? I love that show, and the major reason why is the people that win in that thing are absolutely unique and different than anybody else. You know, if somebody has a voice that's absolutely identical to somebody else, it's not. Yeah, no more chasing after friends and family. Yeah, I love The Voice. I like contests where somebody really has to shine as their own person. And it's not just about singing, because I like, the other one that I really like is uh, America's Got Talent, and that's not just about singing, that's all kinds of things that people do. And some of the kinds of talents that they bring on the stage and they have full confidence that it's great are just like, you're going, really? But the thing is, though, is that person had confidence enough to believe that they really could bring that talent that they believed they had to the stage, and they would win a spot in the America's Got Talent. So now, how can you apply that to today and to yourself and to what you're doing in your business? You've got to decide who you are and then put your own flavor on something. You know, I don't want you to copy me identically, because what I'm doing is not going to look the same when you do it. So you need to bring your own flavor to it. You need to stand out and be you. And when you learn to be you with all of your flavors and not being the least bit ashamed of it, yes, absolutely. Thanks, Mike. And I so appreciate your comments here. You have to bring your own flavor. If you put, a whole bunch of people in a room and you make them do we had this exercise in a thing I was doing. It was, one of those personal development things I attended a while back. And they had chairs set up on one side of the room and on the other, kind of like, here's your entrance and here's your exit, and then a big space in between. And what they wanted people to do is they wanted them to actually cross the room, but do it in different ways. Nobody could do exactly the same thing. And by doing that, when they successfully crossed the room, they learned something about themselves, that there's millions of ways to accomplish something, and it's always going to be different because you are different. So stand out, be okay with that. Don't try to be a carbon copy of anybody else, and be the real unique you. Stand up and be counted, and you're going to win. It may not be that the business you're in presently is the right one, because it needs to be a place where you can shine as the person you are. Thanks, Mike. You just really have to shine as the person you are. I found out the hard way that I don't do belly to belly. I'm just not good at it. I get nervous. I don't have confidence in it. And it's not about skills, because I learned the skills. It's about where you are going to stand out the best and be the best you. And when you learn to be the best you, boy howdy, you're going to see the results that you want as well. So let's stand out and be counted. And I hope you guys have a most awesome afternoon. In a few minutes, I've got to take my granddaughter over to her business where she works, her McDonald's. She's going to start her shift. And I'm going to keep this time. I think this one works better for me. When I do it later in the day, it seems like I get tired and I don't have the same energy. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'm going to put it on my blog later. And one of the ways that you can connect with me is on my blog, lindacromar.com. And also, I don't know whether you've noticed it or not, but you have a clickable link on your profile if you choose to have it. And that is a free training marketing newsletter that I put out every single day, and you can absolutely get on it. You will find out about some of the things I share every day in more detail, and I do recommend you get on that. It's going to help you become a better you and a better marketer, and then that way it's going to teach you the things you need. Bye for now.